culture in the instruction. Okay, so not to like white shame or be racist, these are objective facts. Don't come at me, all right? Came from a book. So 84% of teachers in the United States are white. Educational leaders, all of them, tend to kind of like avoid or circumnavigate relevant conversations about race. Additionally, teachers can be ignorant of culturally sensitive circumstances and do this thing called, you can be harmful without malicious intent or unintentionally harmful of your culturally, linguistic, diverse students. Also, racist nativism. So this is just stuff that I've observed from the district. Not really so much at Sullivan, but like at the high school level. No, like not like it's a little bit of Hickok and a little bit, mostly at the high school. Not to call anybody out. Just things of and not with Teresa, say, but just from being a substitute also. Yeah, so this stuff does happen, and I think one of the interesting things, both in Thailand and in and here, is racist nativism. So there's like scales of almost like this hierarchy of like where at the bottom in Thailand there's maybe the lower, like a kid from like a lower socioeconomic class who is like full Thai, maybe you're more like stereotypically traditional looking Thai, and then up towards the top are kind of like these they're like half Thai or half Western, and so you see that like it correlates with like a fluency, and it's kind of the same thing over here, whereas there's this weird social hierarchy of, now what I'm witnessing, it's a little different than when I went to high school. Like you'll see kids from like maybe Guatemala or Honduras or more recently from Mexico, and then higher up on this like social hierarchy, you'll see kind of Mexicans like me, I guess, Native or Mexican Americans, natural born citizens that are, fluent in English, bear, mannerisms and characteristics that we would consider like natural born. I think one of the key things too, both in Thailand and in Ulysses, is to see like kind of take a pluralist perspective and utilize their cultural experiences as an asset rather than a liability. Also, like their cultural identities and experiences shouldn't really be abandoned, but rather like looked at as to enrich the learning experience, not just for them, but for like all of the students. This all boils down to that instruction went better when I used Thai, and it went better here when I used Spanish. I've basically been working not as frequently as I want to with two fifth graders, Jorge and Roberto, and I was basically unofficially monitoring when I just talked to them in straight English, and then when I provided like some Spanish and some guidance and some translation. Just real quick. Basically, acculturation is more effective than assimilation, because assimilation sends the message or perception that like you need to be like this, and what you're used to is wrong. So what is through the